Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole, hosted by two nationally published Atlanta interior designers, Joann Kandrak and Kelly Cole. These energetic women are also world travelers, charity givers, and bloggers with a wealth of information to share and stories to tell about the interior design world. Okay, now just a warning, this is going to be fun and not too serious. After all, they still do have an interior design business running at full speed.
Hey everybody, welcome to Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole. Today is episode 122, and we're doing our year of 2021 in review. So, Kelly and I feel so fortunate to have had a thriving and successful business for 16 years. But really, quite honestly, 2021 will probably be the year we remember the most.
Yep.
Not only were we busier than ever, we could never have imagined the challenges our industry would face. Luckily, we're still able to keep customer service as a priority, and although product took forever to arrive, we managed to constantly communicate with our clients and work hard to source in-stock products that we could find. It required more than the usual big reveal of one install, which we loved. But we're grateful that our clients hung with us and remained patient. So, as 2021 draws to a close, we want to share our year in review.
So this episode is sponsored by the Outdoor Great Room Company. They are experts in outdoor fire and making your backyard an experience. As the first company to enter the gas fire pit category, the Outdoor Great Room Company manufactures unique and luxury gas fire pit tables, gas fire burners, outdoor kitchen islands, outdoor gas fireplaces, patio furniture, and other products to fit your lifestyle. So check out the many styles they have. They have a bunch in stock and ready to ship, believe it or not. Check out the blog posts on their website where they offer great tips and education about outdoor products such as choosing gas versus wood-burning fire pits, how to customize your outdoor kitchen, and a lot more. Their website is outdoorrooms.com. And exclusively for our listeners, they're offering 10% off your purchase with code ID10 and free shipping on any purchase over $200. They also have financing. So check them out, outdoorrooms.com/inside design.
Okay, so let's start out with January 2021. So first, we had two amazing podcasts. The first one was with Robert Ruffino from House Beautiful. That was episode 98. And then a fan favorite was Ask Us Anything. People send in some great questions.
Yeah,
we encourage you to keep doing that because we'll do more of those in 2022. But that was episode 99.
Yeah, that's a fave. And then we also were so excited. One of the things that we just love to do, because it's the culmination of blood, sweat, and tears, it's the final like hurrah, is when we can professionally photograph a project, because we probably only photograph, I would say 15 to 20% of what we do.
Yeah.
And so because it's just, sometimes it's not a full project. Sometimes there was some things of the clients that were mixed in that maybe, we did to make the client happy and the photography might not be what we want it to be. Anyway, we photographed MEA Stratford with Lauren Rubenstein, one of our favorite photographers, on a Sunday. And it came out beautiful. You can see it on our website. It's a beautiful leasing center. It was a gut and renovate job. We worked with all of the MEA contractors who were fantastic, and it was great. So,
okay, then we also in January had a new client consultation. I don't think we have ever done this before. We were designing a townhouse for a bachelor.
Yeah, it's not our normal gig.
Yeah, not our normal thing, but it was pretty cool. Great townhouse in an area of Atlanta that's very cool.
Yep. And we did a design for a day. We did a lot of design for a days, which is our 4-hour concierge service where we just kind of freshen up for people in their home. And it's kind of a once and done thing. So that was good.
Okay. So February was probably the highlight of the year.
It was.
Because it was episode 100 with Marlo Thomas.
We love her.
Yeah. That was just, if you haven't heard that one, you just got to listen to it. I listen to it every now and then.
Hey, can I jump in here and say that was one of my favorite episodes?
Really? Thanks, Russ.
Do you know that I was a small child with a record player, and I had an album. It was Free to Be You and Me. It was her and Mel Brooks. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but
I loved it. I didn't have it on vinyl because I was probably too busy listening to Donny Osmond, but on vinyl in my bedroom. But I listened to that Free to Be You and Me. I thought when they were talking about a boy and a girl all the time, I'm a a boy. I'm a girl. Goo.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
great.
Yeah, that was such a pinch me, such
was a pinch me moment, yeah.
Oh my god!
All right, so I highly
Thanks for
recommend.
piping in.
Yeah, everybody who's listening, go back to that was what, episode 100.
100.
All right, yeah,
baby.
Go back in the archives and check that one out. All right, I'm gonna go back to the background.
Go back to your job.
Go back to
bye,
editing.
Russ.
Thanks for piping in.
Always a pleasure.
Yes.
We're giddy today. It's the end of the year.
Yeah. Then the consultation we did for a teen hangout.
Yes.
This was so fun. It was an area, it was a son and a daughter. I think she was maybe 14, he was maybe 11. It was the upstairs
Kind of room over the garage.
Room over
that
the garage,
massive room
kinda.
that's kind of awkward.
Yes. So he plays games, with his buddies. She wanted to just kind of hang out with her friends. So we did like a curtain sort of along the middle and separated the spaces. Anyway, it's on our Instagram and stuff. That was really fun.
Yeah,
to design that.
It was great. And the sofa that was the big, huge sofa that was ordered in February, March?
Maybe March.
Is shipping today.
It's going to her today.
Yay! And then we did, this is going to be, you guys are going to see the variety of work we do when we do this rundown, but we were busy doing exterior paint selections for 3 luxury apartment communities. And those are always pretty intense because there's anywhere from 250 to 700 apartment homes. So they're all in different buildings with different amenity areas.
So there might be 8 different buildings. And then there's the garages. And then there's the clubhouse. And then there's the fitness center.
And yeah.
So you gotta be able to pick all those different colors. They've got to look really good. They've got to look really good
for their marketing and their branding and their demographic. And so those are always a highlight for us. March, we had kitchen and bath trends. Everybody loves our trends episodes. So when we go to KBIS, when we go to High Point, everybody are looking for that. That's episode 101 if you want to go back. If you're getting ready to do a renovation, check that out.
That one was virtual. I mean, that KBIS was virtual, but we are going to the actual one in February this year. So there's going to be some great, it's in Orlando this year. There's going to be great information coming from that. So,
and then 102 was Katarina with Bell Flax Linen.
Yeah.
We had a lot of listeners because she got some great business from that podcast.
She did.
She's got a super product.
And then also in March, the Virtual Design Influencers Conference. A lot of virtual stuff was happening, but it was so great. And we'll be going to that in person again in March. And we'll actually be speaking there with Russ, our producer, talking about podcasting.
Yes, that'll be in Atlanta this year.
Yep.
We're very excited about that. And then we had one of our all-time favorite clients who we started working with about 10 years ago. She's now 92, and she called us because she wanted her master bedroom completely redone. Now, you've got some super duper joie de vivre if you at 92 want to spend some serious coin on making your master bedroom all it needs to be. So we love you, Jean, and that was a beauty.
Yeah, that was
fun. A beauty. Yeah.
Okay, as if that wasn't really enough, then we had a huge mountain home install. This is a doctor up in Cartersville, which is an area of Atlanta.
Beautiful.
And
that was another one that he hired us in December. He said, I'm moving in May, and I want everything in May. And so we hustled, and I think we got it in April. June. We got it all done in June.
There were multiple installs. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And then we were contacted by one of our attorney residential clients who was moving into a new law office. So we went with her, looked at her current office, and then looked at her new digs, and then that project just started to redo all that.
Yeah. Okay, that was a busy March.
I know.
Gosh. So April, we had the most exciting thing was we had the my lake house was featured in the Cottage Journal magazine, the April issue, and it was a 12-page spread. We got 2 new clients from it. And it was an honor, I have to say. I have to say it was really...
Yes, it was awesome. You can see it on
it's on House, it's on our website, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
Then our podcasts, we had a couple of really good ones. I thought the ones in April were great. Episode 103 was Renovate or Move, which so many people talk about this. And there's some really good information about things you should look at when considering renovating or moving. And then episode 104 was with Stacey Ray of ProSource. And she's kind of like the tile, flooring, carpet guru.
Yeah, she's a shower manager.
Yeah, and she is really, really knowledgeable. So we had a nice talk with her. So that's a good one too.
We also had two. I know you're tired already. It's only April, girl. Don't be tired. We also had two big multifamily installs. Another leasing center, big one.
Like a co-working space.
A co-working space, and a Wi-Fi business center and a lounge.
Yeah, a lot of that happened last year because people that were stuck in their apartments that were not going to work needed to sometimes get out of their apartment. So they really jazzed up these spots for people to want to get out of their apartment, come down and get some Wi-Fi, use a printer, or do whatever. So
yeah, and they're beautiful
smart.
spaces. Yeah,
smart.
Great amenity.
Yep. All right, May. The podcast we did in May was our favorite catalog and online items.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah, we just had someone through Instagram just the other day said, "I love that episode. Where can I buy these things on your website?" And I was like, "Well, thanks, but no, they're not on our website. But if you go to the show notes, if you go onto our website and click podcasts, and then you go to episode 105, they're all listed right there." And then we also had a podcast with Lauren Clement. She launched a new product line in High Point. She was a style spotter. She's a big designer in Charlotte.
Yep. So then we had some really cool projects start. We already talked about the law office. We talked about the mountain one starting up in Cartersville. But we started to talk with an architect and contractor for a huge remodel up in Canton, Georgia. Probably the biggest remodel we've ever done. It was the entire first floor of a home to a completely new aesthetic with really kind of out of the box thinking. And that project started. We just installed it yesterday.
Yes. Well, it was kind of
May
fun.
to December.
What was kind of fun was when you walked in the front door, generally to your left, if you're in your typical type Atlanta home, is the dining room, and then the to right is the living room. Well, when you walk in now to the left, but it's closed off, it's like a mudroom laundry room. And then the dining room is in a completely different place. We'll have this one photographed for sure.
Yes.
It was just really, really fun.
Yeah, it was great. And then we had the Atlanta Homes and Lifestyle Show House. They're always amazing, and we always try to go. It just teaches us so much, and we're so inspired. And we hired a new design assistant. So Shelby started with us in May, and she's really doing a lot of our social media for us and helping us out all around the place. And
we can't forget we installed in East Atlanta, which we've never
that's
worked.
right.
We've never worked in that area before, but it's one of those cool older homes.
Kind of a bungalow.
Yes, and this client loved mid-century Art Deco, so it really
out of the box.
Yeah, a lot of research and stuff. There is some incredible wallpaper in this home. We're getting this photographed.
We have to stylize the heck out of it and kind of get it ready for photography.
Super colorful and very, very fun.
Wild wallpapers in that house.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So June, we had our podcasts were really good this year. I have to say.
Yeah, no,
so episode 107 was Yash Ranga with Jaipur Rugs, and we learned a lot about Jaipur Living and all that they do. It's great to kind of get a closer look into our manufacturers and see kind of the special stuff they do besides just creating great product. And then we also had, did we do favorite? Oh, we did part 2 of our favorite catalogs and online. And we had so many people loved it.
Yeah.
And then we were off to High Point.
Yeah. We had a whole, podcast on our trip to High Point. So you might want to listen to that one. And then this is the new client that we got from Kelly's Lake House project in Lake Santitla. That was a crazy story. So wasn't this where no, that's a different one.
No, this is her.
Where somebody saw the article and told her? Okay.
Yes. So her son lives in Charlotte, and he saw the article, literally ripped out the pages, mailed them to his mom, who actually lives in Buckhead here in Atlanta, and said, "Mom, finally, a designer that can help with the house at the lake, who actually, ironically, lives in Atlanta." And she called us up, and we are starting this week with 4 bathrooms and a kitchen remodel. So they are lovely, and we're so excited. So we'll be talking a lot about that in 2022 as that one comes to fruition. So,
okay, July, where we worked on the law office.
Yep.
How many pieces of art?
Oh my gosh, 45, 50,
Yep.
maybe. There were 17 offices and a whole bunch of common area spaces, two conference rooms, lobby,
Yeah.
coffee, blah, 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 break rooms. So it all needed art.
So, but what I love is when I told you when we went and looked at their current office, it was, wing chairs with mauve and navy and very law
Mahogany.
office-y or very doctor's office-y. And we're like, no, they didn't want that. They wanted something really different. So the lobby is very fun. We did like a brick wallpaper. They kind of wanted sort of like an industrial.
Yeah, with a
sort
little
of.
bit of an organic thrown in.
Yeah.
And a high, and
Yeah.
with a luxury twist.
Yeah, so we did some really cool stuff. They're the type of law office that deals with homeowners associations. So we found someone that took these keys and put them into
Resin blocks.
And so that's in their lobby too. Yeah, just a lot of fun, cool
Yeah,
stuff.
we did a massive mural in their conference room that is like if you took an old trunk and sliced it, and it's the rings of the wood, but it takes up a space that's 16 wide by 10 tall. Yeah. So super cool. Yeah, we just finished that one. Mm-hmm. So that started in July and just finished. We had 3 Design for days in July. I was looking back at our calendar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. We did a lot this year of those. They're pretty and then we spoke at Norwalk at Atlanta at the American Smart. They opened up their new beautiful showroom, and we were on a panel discussion there with we had quite an attendance.
Yes.
And we were honored.
Yeah, Jane Dagme of Designers Today magazine, which was really fun. And it was cool.
Just throw it in the mix. Speaking, designing, traveling. All right. And then August, we had Mr. Russ, our producer, came to Atlanta from Florida and got our studio all zhuzhed up.
It was a mess.
It was.
And it was the first time we ever met him in person.
Absolute
Yeah, after
mess.
all these years. Stop it. It wasn't that
If
bad.
you could see it's strewn all
wires.
over the floor, the wires everywhere. It was. I mean, I walked in there. I had a full head of hair when I came in there.
Stop.
I walked out bald.
He is bald.
We had a wire management problem. Our studio is absolutely fantastic after the makeover that we had, but we have more Velcro and more hooks and more zip ties than you've ever seen. Everything is neatly tucked and stapled, and we don't have a wire to be seen.
It's so wonderful.
It's so wonderful. Yep. So then we had 2 guests, and you've just got to listen to these. Caroline Hipple, who's the president of Norwalk. She was episode 112. And then Linda Holt, everybody's favorite designer / photographer teacher, was episode 113. So those were wonderful episodes.
Yes.
I think a lot of people could relate to.
Any business should
Yes.
listen to Caroline Hipple. She's
Yeah.
a very wise woman. And then Linda Holt, it's all kind of
Tips and tricks
with your cell phone to get great photographs.
Yeah.
I love that.
Loved it. And then we started, we had the big presentation. We talked about that massive renovation up in Canton. And so we presented everything to her. And this was all the selections and finishes and furniture. And it was wild. I mean, this house is got stuff that we've never done before. All the cabinetry is laminate. We did a floating concrete hearth in front of the fireplace that extends from the far left to the far right of the entire room. We've got lighting that's we've never done before. So yeah. And that was that presentation. She loved everything. And stroked a check. Best client ever.
And then 2 more multifamily projects called to do some new stuff.
Yep.
That
we're so grateful for that work. We really love it. It gives us such just a mix in our everyday world of design.
There's a big difference between residential and commercial, and
Huge.
there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah. So then September we had Rochelle Porter. She was a great interview. Episode 114, and answering your design questions. Another one where people call in. And those are that's a fan favorite.
That's when I feel like it's a radio show, like people call in, but they have to be like screened beforehand. Yeah. So, we're ready for the question and can answer it. But yeah, I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
And I love that people aren't afraid to ask sometimes people think they're dumb questions, but they're not.
No, they're not.
And 9 times out of 10, somebody else is wanting to know, like, how do you get rid of a popcorn ceiling?
Russ.
You're always talking about popcorn ceiling, and then my name comes up.
Well,
You confessed.
You confessed, and you also confessed that your sons play baseball in the house and hit the ceiling, and it all rains down on you.
Yes,
So you've
it's
got
like
to take care of it.
So here's the thing, and here's my justification. So one of the benefits, and I read up on this recently. One of the benefits is acoustic. It's acoustic treatment.
Oh,
so
okay.
having
you want to tell yourself,
having popcorn ceiling
to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, it does. Is it really that bad?
Yeah, it really is. But we'll come and barter, and we'll come and help you out down there in Florida.
You come fix our tech, and we'll fix your popcorn.
There you go. Okay, that's a deal.
All right. So in September, we had a lot of kind of pandemic fallout, as you may say.
Yep.
And this is a blessing from the pandemic, but we had so many of our old clients call us to the point where Joann and I just started to divide and conquer. We always try and go to client consultations together, but we don't work on, we still go to client consultations together, and we do presentations together, and we do installs together, but we do not work on projects together anymore, really.
Yeah.
We couldn't this year.
Unless we go, help, I can't find a freaking table. It's 24 inches by... And Kelly go, oh, did you try Woodbridge? And that's how we help each other out. But really, yeah.
Well, and we review the last designs in case one of us missed something or something isn't quite right. So we'll never present to a client without each of us signing off. So we divided and conquered because we had a great Buckhead job come. We had one in Kennesaw, and then we had one in Alpharetta come back. And they were all great clients, and so that was nice. It's nice to know that you have a big job, you finish it, they love you, and 5 years later they call you again.
Yep.
I think it's a big compliment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, October, a couple of my favorite podcasts.
Oh yes, I love these
Sue
two.
Wadden of Sherwin-Williams. That was episode 116.
She's always at the top of our analytics.
Yep. And so she talked about the 2022
color forecast.
Mm-hmm. And then Phil Pallen, our brand
strategy
buddy. He's episode 117, and he talked about a lot of really good things about burnout and just another, any businesswoman or any business person can listen to this. Doesn't have.
If I could ask for a brother, it would be him or Carrie Howard or Tyler Lynch. I guess I got a few, but he's just the greatest.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yep, a lot of good information. And then this was great. So, we have these random things that come up, like speaking at America's Mart or our podcast event that we're going to be speaking at coming up, the One Room Challenge. And in October, we were asked by DK Gallery, who's an amazing art gallery in Marietta, Georgia, to take part in an event that they do every year called Curated by Designer. And they ask a select few designers to take a piece of art from the gallery, our choice, and design a vignette around it. So tables, chairs, accessories to let people see what they can do with art. And this year, Donna Kruger, the owner, asked us to do the front window. It was a huge honor.
I felt like Rhoda Morgenstern. Wasn't Rhoda like a window dresser? I think she was, because I think at one point when I was young,
all our Marlo Thomas fans can answer that for you.
Yeah, I think somebody was a window dresser, but it was funny because we did a gallery of all really colorful art,
which they'd never done before.
Surprise.
Yeah.
And so we were actually, it was really funny because we were there installing, and there was this couple of grandparents of this little boy walking by, and they were looking because we were like in the window.
Yeah.
And his eyes were really big, and I kind of came out and I'm like, do you want to come in and take a picture? The kid was so excited because he thought he was really doing something. So he came kind of around and he stood in the window, and he put his hand on his hip, and his grandparents took his picture. It was the cutest thing.
It was so cute. So yeah, that was really great. We have these gorgeous floor to ceiling panels in our podcast studio that we use for sound, and it also hides a lot of our fabrics and stuff. We took them down off the ceiling tracks, installed ceiling tracks in the in the ceiling of the window, transferred these over there and to frame the gallery, and then filled it with these baskets of big mums, and
they had like an event that night so people could come, and they were actually having people vote because the winner was going to win a page in the Atlanta Homes and Lifestyles. But I'm going to give a shout out, because we promised we would at some point, to our Lexington rep, Grant Ford, who has been such a wonderful rep for us. And him and his wife went to the event, and they said they voted for us. And so Grant has listened to every single one of our podcasts. So
we love you,
Thank you, Grant.
Thank you for coming. All right. So November, we had 2 more. You know, we don't interview people all the time, but we are interviewing people more often.
Because
we have so many great people.
It's good. I will say we get a lot of requests to have guests on our show.
Yeah.
And if you're out there listening and you're wondering, it has to be somebody that we really feel strongly about, because we record every other week.
Yeah.
So it has to be really good, and we just
have to have a connection.
We have to have some kind of connection.
Right.
So
we started out with Libby Langdon, who is an amazing designer in New York City. She's got several licensing gigs, but we love her best for her work at Fairfield Chair, which we use a lot on our commercial spaces. And she's just exuberant and kind. And she had a lot of great business advice too on hers and her journey. So that was 118. And then we had a young gentleman, Tyler Tice, who works with his family at Atlanta Bed Swings. Again, a young entrepreneur, so impressive. We work with their company. We love their company. And that was a good one.
You kind of have to listen to him. I have a friend who's a professor of small business, and she, texted me that morning after she listened to it. She said, I was thoroughly impressed.
Hey, he might get a job off that podcast interview.
He was.
He probably already has 10
He was really great.
up.
And actually, the big project in Canton that we were just telling you about, they just installed 2 of the full-size bed swings. They are amazing.
Stunning. Yeah. Stunning. They'll be on our Instagram soon.
Yeah.
And the highlight probably of the year, I would say. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
We took a 5-day trip to San Miguel de Allende in Mexico with 2 other designer friends, Melinda Hedrick from Boston and Joann Cole from Tampa, and just had a designer experience.
It's central,
luxury.
Yeah, it's central Mexico.
Yep.
It's not beachy or anything like that. Nope. It's all very artisan, craftsmanship,
architecture,
beauty, food.
Yep.
We
were inspired. Yeah. We got a brain break. We just we laughed a lot. It was wonderful.
We have a link on it on our Instagram, and the photos. Every single photo is so beautiful.
So beautiful.
It's a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then
that bachelor that we told you about, that we started back in
February, maybe.
When did he show up? Yeah, January, February, March. Yeah, we did the last delivery for Mr. Ed in November.
Yes.
He was very patient.
Yep.
He was very patient. And that was a tough one because we had 3 clients, Ed the bachelor, the couple up in the mountains, and another couple in Woodstock that were new construction. And we're talking stadium chairs in the family room waiting for furniture to come. And they had nothing. And it was a practice of patience.
The power of patience.
Yep, but they all look great.
So here we are now, December.
Oh my goodness.
So we got 3 new clients just in the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Really fun projects, pretty big projects. And then
we just got their checks. So Lisa is upstairs killing herself, placing orders.
Typing like a mad woman. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then we have 3 more that we had to push to January. So the second we get back in here on the 4th, we are diving into those. And I didn't even include the, oh my goodness, the multifamily that's coming.
Yeah.
And then probably our in our largest, the big job in Canton, we just said we just installed
a portion of it. So
yeah, unfortunately we're waiting for a big sectional to come and dining room chairs and some other stuff. We don't do full installs anymore.
I don't know if you even saw it, Kelly. She just texted me while we were. She was sitting. So we did a home office for her, and we did kind of like a Zoom table, which is where the table lays flat against the wall, where your TV's going to go, and then you've got 4 chairs. And she sent me a picture sitting at her computer, showing me a picture of her computer, and said, "I love this place."
Oh, yay!
Yes,
fave client.
Yep.
Yeah. So today is our last day in the office, and we are going to take 10 days off, and January is going to be wild.
Yes.
Yep. Sometimes Januaries are slow as we build back up, but not this time. Not this time. But we have to say it was a good year, Joann.
It was a good year. We stayed healthy. We stayed really busy, and I've said it many times before. I still wake up ready to go. I don't wake up and go, I don't want to do this today. And I read something recently that said, if you're sitting here kind of complaining about something like, I have to do this, I have to do that, instead of thinking of it as I have to do that, think of it, I'm making a choice.
Yes.
Like I could really wake up tomorrow and go, you know what, Kelly, I'm kind of done. I'm not digging this anymore. And there may come a day, but I haven't felt 1 ounce of that in the 16 years. And even still, with all the challenges, with all the, there's been a lot. I mean, you feel like you're disappointing people. We're doing the best we can, but I still say it was a great year, and I think next year will be too. Yeah,
and I think this pandemic and the fallout and COVID resurging and stuff we've seen a lot of people change careers. We've seen a lot of people burn out, especially interior designers, healthcare workers, of course. But this is a hard time in our industry with all of the supply chain challenges and nothing available. And I think we managed that really well. I have to give us kudos for just communicating really well to our clients and doing everything we can and making we never had more than 3 deliveries.
Right.
We always had 1 big one and then 2 trickle ones, and just setting expectations from the very beginning so that everybody was, like our mountain job, that was the beginning of the supply chain issues. And
we've got a great team too. The window treatment fabricator, she's steady Eddie, always, never a problem, never an issue. Our install team, Hangman Installations, they're
never
amazing.
An issue. Yep.
Our movers,
our
always
wallpaper installers.
Work with our schedules, wallpaper installers. Like, we have a big thanks to everybody that works with us, that helps us. It takes more than just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
And Lisa in our office. Oh my God.
We would die without her. Yep. So let's do our quotes to end the year.
Okay.
All right. I'll do the funny one. In a world where you can be anything, be the person who ends the meeting early.
Well, we know our husbands can relate because they both work in IT and they're both on their phones all the time. And a lot of times the meetings, they just go on and on. And there's always that one person that just doesn't stop talking.
And I hear them. I hear the wah, wah, and I'm like, oh my God. So my husband's like doing the jig in the kitchen when somebody ends the meeting early. Yeah. So I had to laugh when you put that on there.
All right. This series quote comes from Gordon B. Hinckley, and I meant to look it up to see who he is because I get these quotes from different places, but I don't know who Gordon Hinckley is. I'll check it out. So being humble means recognizing that we are not on this earth to see how important we can become, but to see how much difference we can make in the lives of others. So true. We need reminders, man.
Yep. That's good for us. Good for us.
So thank you to the Outdoor Great Room Company for sponsoring this show. Please rate and review us. We would really appreciate that.
That really helps people see us and hear about us. So just don't give us anything less than 5 stars, though, people. We really, really would love that. And we appreciate you. So be healthy and safe and know that we count every listener and every client as a blessing. And we appreciate you so much. So happy holidays. And thank you for listening.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Join Joann and Kelly weekly for a lively conversation about trends, travels to industry events, current design projects, the good, the bad, and the ugly, do's and don'ts, product recommendations, and more. Be sure to follow the fun on Facebook. They're on Instagram @Kandrak-Cole. And of course, you've got to visit them online at kandrak-cole.com for more information.